So today what we're doing is some building lighting. We've got here the mighty Beanlock, and you can see it is really big building. It comes up past the workbench level. What we want to do is I want to light the letters, and I think I want to light them so where they're lit from the bottom and it goes up. Then I want it to appear as if on each one of these levels here that's got these windows that there's a light back there. There's like a light on the ceiling dropping down. So let me show you what we got. Here's the back side of Beanlock. And what we're going to use for the fiber optics is this. This is an automotive headlight. And you know, they're 12 volts. And they're really nice. We use those on Zask. And first I had to figure out which one was positive and negative, and I just used my little breadboard there. And using SMDs, which these are, the conventional procedure is the black wire is marked with green. Now I got some SMDs, and I'll show you what the lights are going to look like for the lettering. Okay, so there's an SMD right there, and you can't even see it. It's really orange looking, but in the camera it's really yellow looking. So I got it in the breadboard at 6 volts, and I got it mounted on some jewelry wire. This 22 gauge copper wire, silver plated. And you have to burn the plating off, which is really easy with your soldering iron. And then you get this guy. But you have to figure out which one is positive or negative on that, because these, for some reason, these guys do not come marked. They're supposed to, but they don't, so you have to figure it out. No problem, we did that. And I marked it green, so that one's good to go. And then what I have to build is where the power comes in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an old 12 volt wall wart. And that'll be the power coming in. And that is going to go to a terminal strip, and then wires out from the terminal strip into the structure. And the first place they come in at is on this guy right here that we built so many times. We have a bridge rectifier. So no matter how I hook up the wires, power coming in always comes out red wire, black wire, always. And I'm going to put some capacitors on these. Probably 2 capacitors is going to do the trick, but I'm not going to put them here. I'm going to branch this into 2 separate things, one for the outside lights and one for the inside lights, and I'll put a capacitor on each one of those, and that ought to do the trick. But that's what we're working with, so we got a lot of structure. Now the other thing I'm using is this copper wire I got at the hardware store. Okay, so I'm making it into basically straight pieces like this. And then they will go across here in one here, one here. So when that light right there is poked through, he'll be poked through from the outside. And on the outside, I can bend him and shape him so that he aims directly at the letter in the way I want the lighting to look. I'll do 2 little pinholes, poke him in there, and then I will attach a resistor across these. One will be red, one will be black. And I will attach a resistor onto them, and that will go to the black wire. And all 8 of them will go across. Now hopefully this power supply puts out exactly what we want, but it is 12 volts, so it should do the trick. Then, for this guy, let me show you how bright he is. Okay, so he's already, he has a resistor on him, so we don't need to put a resistor on. That's pretty bright. I'm going to put some heat shrink around him, and then I'm going to take this fiber optic strand. This is really thin stuff, so I don't use it much, and I got a lot of it. So I'm going to cut strands, and they are going to get attached above, and you can sort of heat them up and melt them so that it'll come up around go out a little ways and drop down. This one will come up. It'll come to here, to this little piece here. I'll probably just tack it onto there and then come out around, drop. And I'll heat the end up so it makes a little lens. It'll look like a light. We'll do that for all on both sides. And that's a lot of them. That's why we're just going to use that one super bright guy. Maybe two. I'm not sure if I want to do one or two. We'll see when I cut the strands. But they all got to go into them. And he'll get mounted probably about right down here. And then the strands will come up and up, up, and down, down, down. That's why I was thinking I might use two. One facing up for the top light, for the higher lights, where it's got to go up. And I could do another one facing down for the lights that go down and down and down. And that's how that's how this should work out. So that's where we're at on this lighting project.